right, welcome back to BS Sports Talk. We are live.
I like it. We are live. We like fans. We are live.
We need to funnel in noise.
We need an intro.
We do need an intro.
With that guy's voice, welcome back to Sports Center. Dun, dun, dun. Love it. All right, man. Man, breaking news. You start with the breaking.
Yeah, we do.
We gotta wait.
For
anybody to get on.
Let's get a couple guys on here.
Yeah, get some people on there before we go for the big news.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, guys, we were having a lot of technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Here we go. We got one.
There's one.
What's up? Our loyal. Well, Nicole Hamilton.
Hey,
all right.
What's up?
Nice.
Digging it.
Yeah. We
But
got
man,
two going.
Some big news. Big news with some fantasy implications.
Yeah, it is. Jason Carroll, thank you for joining us, sir. Tammy.
What's up?
What's up? Appreciate you guys. We're just starting to get rolling. We were having some technical difficulties tonight. What's up, Miranda? Don't get enough of me at home. You got to see me on Facebook Live as well. Appreciate you.
I like that.
What's up, Buzz B in the house?
What's up, man? All right.
But yeah, let's just.
You want to get? Let's see. What is your biggest surprise of the week, barring the big thing we're going to talk about? What do you think? What game surprised you most? Week 5.
The game that surprised me the most, hey Tammy, would be the slacking the Buffalo Bills took.
Yeah.
At the hands of the Tennessee Titans, just especially a Tennessee Titans team that hadn't been practicing, supposed to not be practicing at least.
Yeah, supposed to not be.
But for me, that was probably the biggest shock.
Which is, I think it's funny because we're talking about being shocked that the Bills lost.
Like
any other season, it's like, the Bills lost. That's not shocking.
Yeah.
But Josh Allen looked human.
Yeah.
Looked human. He's immortal.
What's up, Sabrina?
Immortal.
Yeah, with Josh Allen, I think that you just saw that he has to learn to take what they're giving him.
Yeah.
He wasn't comfortable getting the 7-yard passes. Raiders over Chiefs, yes, that was the next one we were going to probably get to on Shockers.
Yes.
But Josh Allen wasn't comfortable taking the 7-yard check down, the 5-yard check down.
He wants to be Tom Brady. He wants to air that ball out.
Tom Brady airing that ball out. He wants to be my homies. He wants to be Rodgers.
He wants to be Aaron Rodgers.
He's got an arm that allows him to try. He just has to read a defense off. Malcolm Butler's pick, he just baited him. He pretended like he was going to play short, just baited him into a zone and picked him off. It was, What's up, Jamie Bailey? How's it going, buddy? But yeah, the Buffalo Bills definitely getting upset. Kudos to Mike Vrabel because he has turned that Jeff Fisher 8-8 machine, that mediocre franchise. He's turned them into winners, and I don't even think they have the best talent. Derrick Henry, I bet.
He got his. He got a touchdown.
Stiff arm, bro.
Yeah,
I felt that for Josh Norman.
Yikes.
Yeah,
Josh Norman's still feeling that.
Yeah, Josh Norman.
Somebody should check up on it.
He might retire.
Questionable for the week?
Absolutely, he has to be. He's on
IR
IR.
to return.
That Derrick Henry stiff arm was nasty. What's up, William Montgomery? How you doing, buddy?
What's up, man?
But next, what about you? What game shocked you the most?
I think it's big, just like Jason Carroll called out, man. Raiders beating KC.
Who
would have thunk it?
Especially with the Raiders on the road in Kansas City.
Who would have thunk it?
Not me.
I think it doesn't make as big of an impact because you have the full crowd there.
Yeah.
With the home field advantage, but still, you beat the Chiefs. You beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, it don't matter where you beat the Chiefs. I don't care if you beat the Chiefs at home. The fact that you're beating the Chiefs is impressive, especially for a Las Vegas Raiders squad that people I think are overlooking a lot this year. I know I am.
It's crazy when you look at how Baltimore looked against the Chiefs.
Yep.
You would have thought no way that Derek Carr is throwing for 300 plus with 3 touchdowns.
347, 3 touchdowns, only 1 interception. Josh Jacobs again, 77 yards on 23 carries.
Only 3.3 yards per carry, which we've been calling, but he got the touchdowns. It's exactly like we called last week.
Yep.
He's going to get those 23
touchdown dependent.
Yeah, and he's going to get all the touches, but he's going to average sub 4 yards per carry. Needs a touchdown.
He's very similar to Derrick Henry in the manner that Derrick Henry has to run the ball 20, 25 times to
Has
make
to.
a difference.
If you give Josh Jacobs 10 attempts,
What's up, Trevor?
he's not doing anything.
Nope, not a bit. Josh Jacobs is touchdown dependent.
Yeah.
His longest run of the day was 7 yards. Devontae Booker came in and put up 62 yards and had a 43-yarder on it.
Can we just talk about how I feel like it's always those guys who get, it's like always reversed. Like the guys who average 3.5 yards per carry, they get 25 attempts. But you got a guy like Raheem Mostert who has like 1 million yards on 2 carries. He gets
breaks off 75-yard runs every other time.
It's like if you have that guy who can run, break it loose, and go to the races any play, give that guy the ball 25 times.
You would think, I mean, obviously I'm not an NFL coach, so they know something I don't know, but how Mostert, when, like you said, he makes magic happen. 10 carries, like 90-some yards, but he's got a 9 yards per average.
Especially the way Jimmy G looked. Like, I'm just putting Mostert at quarterback and just give him the ball. Just say go.
Another game that shocked me was Cleveland actually upsetting a good team and beating the Colts.
Ooh, man. Did we count out Cleveland too early?
What
do you think?
It's tough because watching that game, I feel as though if anybody else is quarterbacking the Colts instead of Phillip Rivers with those horrible interceptions he keeps throwing, I think the Colts are making more noise than what we're talking. They should have went after Cam Newton.
Yeah.
But maybe we did. They played Baltimore that first game. What a tough game to come out against.
Yep.
Baltimore has shellacked everybody almost.
Except for the Chiefs.
Except for the Chiefs. I'm sorry. They did not play the Browns.
Ooh, Tammy calling out Dak. That's true. We'll get to him.
Yeah.
Go ahead with the Browns.
But the Browns are shocking me. Browns.
What are the Browns fans at?
Yeah, I don't know.
Browns fans
there must not be Browns fans for real.
No Browns fans in here right now.
Yeah, I don't think there's really Browns fans.
But when
in
you
this
look at the
world.
Browns, like you said, especially, I'm just so surprised.
Yep.
Because I feel like the quarterback play is still not good. Like, I just don't. But again, you're one of the best running offenses in the
league. Okay, so
Mayfield, man.
If you look at Mayfield, he had 247 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. They're not winning because of Mayfield.
No.
They're winning because of that defense. Because I think their defense has done pretty well this year.
Yeah.
They have their weak spot's the secondary for sure. I'll be impressed with Cleveland if they stay within 10 points of Pittsburgh. I think that's fair, but I saw Philadelphia stay, 11-point win for Pittsburgh.
It was closer than what it should have been.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Especially with that Philadelphia offense and Carson Wentz has looked.
Yeah.
I was very surprised.
Miles Sanders broke a 75-yard touchdown run.
Most quiet. He had the 2 touchdowns, too.
He had 80 yards.
Yeah. Had a 75-yard touchdown run, had 80 yards. So.
Yeah, absolutely. But the Browns, to me, come out as a shocker because the Colts have one of the best defenses in the NFL. Now, they were playing without Darius Leonard, so that's a huge loss. Their starting right tackle was out hurt, so... But let's jump into that, Tammy. Yeah, Dak Prescott breaking his ankle, the compound fracture.
Yikes!
Oh my lord!
And dislocation out. I mean, we'll see. Yeah, I mean, to even be ready with that type of injury for the start of next season will be. You just don't know what a guy is going to be like after that. We're kind of we'll get a good look a little bit with Alex Smith. Kind of be the same. I mean, that type of compound fracture. Putting you out for so long. Of course, now he had the other complications with the infection and all that. But with that type of injury, man, it's just, you never know what you're going to get with it. So I'll be interested to see what the Cowboys do. I saw they were talking about, because he played on a franchise tag. So what do? Do they tag him again next year? Do they sign him long term?
I saw Stephen Jones saying he's still their quarterback of the future.
I saw that too.
What are you drinking?
Ooh.
My man hooked us up tonight with some White Russians.
Good stuff. Haven't had one. Look it up online how to make it.
Never had one. Very good. I'm already 2 in.
It is a drink.
It's a drink. But I think the Cowboys, I'm interested to see Andy Dalton.
That's my thing. Like, everybody is kind of like blowing out that offense saying, they're done. I don't know.
Yep.
Like,
I don't think Andy Dalton was bad in Cincinnati all the time.
I think they'll be great until the postseason. Based on track record. Andy Dalton, they're going to look on fire. He's going to have some weeks where he's going to you're going to be like, man, this guy's the best quarterback in the NFL. Bengals fans have already been there.
You're right, Ryan.
Yes. Bengals fans have already been there this season.
Can I say this, though? and this might upset all you Bengals fans,
Uh-oh.
this is the best talent Andy Dalton will have ever played with.
Oh, I think by
Amari
far.
Cooper, Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb, and Ezekiel Elliott. Zeke by himself is better than any player that Dalton ever played with in Cincinnati.
I would argue.
Where's all my Bengal fans at? They all left.
Yeah, any top player on that offense is better, except bar prime AJ Green. AJ Green. But you look at everybody else, man. Well, maybe tight end as well. I mean, I've heard his prime, not now.
He was a touchdown catcher. He wasn't a yard getter. He wasn't.
But when you got
he
to think,
could catch touchdowns.
Who they got now? What's his name?
Dalton. Is it Dalton Schultz?
No one's heard of him. But the way that offense looks, I'm putting you in. You're getting 5 receptions for 100 yards.
I'm there. League minimum.
Yeah.
I don't need to get in shape. I'll throw my body in the way.
Yeah, so
don't care.
It's terrible for Dak.
You were spot on.
I think it shows super smart move by the Cowboys to get Andy Dalton. A lot of people were like, "What are you doing?
Great
you have
move.
Dak Prescott. Why are you getting Andy Dalton?" Let's see. Bengals fan here. 100% rooting for Andy. Okay, you go. That's right. You could be a Red Rocket fan.
I'm not a Cowboys fan, but I want to see Andy Dalton do well. This is Andy Dalton's time to audition for a starting gig next year.
Yeah.
Because he's not going to be on a team in the NFL with better talent than what he has in Dallas.
No.
He needs to make something. And he is going to be given the opportunity to throw the ball 30, 35 times again because their defense is horrible.
I think there should be no choice.
If they need me for a position, it is definitely defense. I'll play defense. Hey, Dallas, fly me out. I'll do whatever you need because you guys are horrible on defense. You stink.
Yeah. But no, I think Andy comes in. I think the offense is, I mean, obviously you're always going to miss a player like Dak Prescott. But I think with that talent, they have on the field, I think Andy's going to be okay. The Dallas offense is going to be okay.
Yep.
Even with Dak going down, my biggest concern is the quarterback for that team. It's the defense.
Yeah, their defense does.
I think with all the playmakers,
Yep.
I mean, I said running back, all the wide receivers, that offensive line.
Right. And Mike McCarthy is not a defensive coordinator. He is an offensive guy through and through. Excuse me. So I just don't see that defense isn't getting any better. They let too many guys walk. Too many guys are hurt.
Yeah.
Look, one more game two more actually, real fast I want to touch on.
Yeah,
the Miami Dolphins.
Woo!
Smoking the 49ers at home.
Who would have thunk it?
Oh my gosh. Like,
crazy. I love it, man. Go for it. I'm a huge Fitzmagic fan. I've been like, fear the beard, man. That guy is coming at you. Overrated as a head coach. Yeah.
I agree. He was only successful because he had Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, talent-wise, I know, and I'm also a prisoner of it because I'm like Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback I've ever seen.
There's the Fitzmagic right there.
I think people forget that Aaron Rodgers was Patrick Mahomes before Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I agree.
He just wasn't. No, he was as flashy. He was.
Yeah,
he wasn't
really was.
pushed as much, and he didn't get. And this is just my take. I think Aaron Rodgers was great, and everybody knows he was great, but he didn't get the attention and the love that he got because he replaced Brett Favre.
Right.
And because they brought him in to replace Brett Favre, and so many NFL fans loved Brett Favre and his toughness, and
there were a lot of people, especially with kind of the animosity there.
Yep.
There were a lot of people kind of, I wouldn't say rooting against, but not 100% rooting for.
Correct. And I'll be honest, I feel that way with them drafting Jordan Love.
Yeah,
I'm not rooting against Jordan Love,
situation.
but I'm not rooting for him to replace Aaron Rodgers.
That's interesting. Yeah, this could be an exact situation.
What's up, Craig?
Draft the new guy.
Yeah.
He's sitting in the wings, and then Aaron Rodgers is going to go to the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah. Ooh,
and, and then Jordan Love's going to come in, everybody's going to be like, oh, this new quarterback, and he's going to light it
If
up.
Drew Lock doesn't pan out, what's up, Rodgers? In Denver. I would say Washington football team, but I don't want to do that to nobody. You're right. I have no love for Love. But I think Green Bay's like, hey, we really aren't going to replace him.
No.
Another situation that can remind me of, and I know I got off topic here, the Atlanta Falcons, when they had Mike Vick, drafted Matt Schaub and ended up trading Matt Schaub off for multiple first-round picks.
There you go.
Did you miss the Le'Veon Bell talk? No.
Oh, not yet. We're getting ready to get into it.
We were just talking about our biggest shock games of the week. We're on Miami and the 49ers. I didn't see Miami hanging 43, even with the Niners defense being depleted.
I love some Fitzmagic. Just let the ball fly, man. You throw an interception, you throw 4. Who cares? Throw the ball.
350 yards, 3 touchdowns. He only had 6 incompletions.
I love it.
Fitz magic, baby. As soon as I'm like, count that man out, like he's like, no, hold my beard. He is phenomenal. He is like the best underdog story in the NFL.
I love it.
Like you bring Tua, he wasn't great last year, but you bring Tua in to replace him, and he's like, hold up. He's like, I'm gonna go for that MVP. Yeah. Now my last game, and I'm not gonna talk on it long. The Seahawks overcoming in the last seconds.
Man.
The Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett trio, Chris Carson.
Tough to stop.
I mean, what they are doing in Seattle, winning tough games, winning hard-fought battles. Russell Wilson, I mean...
I picked him to lose. That was one of our takes.
Did. He did.
Our Sunday takes.
Yes.
I had Minnesota beating them, and it almost happened.
Yeah.
But in true my luck.
I think just Russell Wilson. Now, look, his game was 217 yards, 3 TDs. It was his leadership and his poise.
Yeah, I think showing up what matters.
Yes,
is the biggest thing.
The guy that I invested in, Russell Wilson, also put up 58 yards rushing. He does the right things. He is not losing games for you. Yeah. Russell Wilson, my vote for MVP. When they give me one,
I like that. When you're not looking at just stats.
Yep.
How to put it? Yeah, if I want a guy to throw for the most yards and most touchdowns, okay, Patrick Mahomes. But whenever the game's on the line, you've had not so great of a game. You had 200 yards passing or less because he had it on that last drive.
Yep.
Are you out of it? Or are you still going to have enough poise to pull yourself up by the bootstraps, lead us on this drive, and get us the win? I like.
I don't think there's a better quarterback that I watch of doing that than Russell Wilson.
I love it. He just shows up when the game's on the line.
And DK Metcalf,
stud.
He's coming out, and look, his route tree is still minimal, but DK Metcalf's talent, when he is like a combination of two of my favorite wide receivers of all time, Julio Jones and Calvin Johnson. He's big, he's fast, he's strong, he makes all the catches you throw at him.
Yep.
The only thing that he doesn't have that they have is route running ability. As soon as he's 22, as soon as he was a 3rd round pick, as soon as he gets the route running ability, the world's in trouble.
Look out.
Now here's a fan question. Ryan Baltimore, if you're the Browns, would you guys trade for Matt Ryan?
Matt Ryan hasn't looked particularly great in Atlanta.
Now, look, I honestly put some of that on Dan Quinn. He started out on fire, but he doesn't have Julio.
True.
He doesn't have a great O-line, and he has a horrible defense. They're like 31st or 32nd in every statistical category.
Right.
If I'm Cleveland, I don't. The only reason why is because you have to wait to see what you have in Baker. If I'm the 49ers, I do. I trade for Matt Ryan today. The Jimmy Garoppolo experience is over. He was very good in the first half of your Super Bowl, and then he overthrew Emmanuel Sanders for a game-winning touchdown pass. You can't do. He's come out this year and looked pedestrian. You don't know if his ankle injury is going to hold up. If I'm the 49ers, I call about Matt Ryan.
Yeah, I'm on the phone right now.
Arthur Blank.
Text messages, calls. Hey man, what you thinking? It's like fantasy football. Hey man, what you thinking? Wide receiver.
Yeah, Arthur Blank did not commit to him. What I would like to see, let him get cut next year. I'd like to see him go to New Orleans.
What's his contract? New Orleans, I mean that's something too. What's New Orleans do? Are you thinking they're trying to go in the draft? They're going to trade for somebody.
They have Jameis Winston on the roster because
that's an interesting.
Breeze is, I think. No, look, I think
Breeze. He said he was coming back 1 year.
Well, he had told the Saints that he was retiring. He had told his whole team he was retiring. He had already been talking to CBS about taking a broadcasting gig. If I am the Saints, I actually don't hate Jameis Winston. Throw daggers at me, people.
Yeah.
The man threw 30 touchdowns. Jesse threw 30 interceptions, but he was forcing everything last year.
Yeah.
Tons of yardage. He had eye surgery. He's learning under Breeze. He's learning from Sean Payton. He's still young.
That's the thing.
I like Jameis.
And this is a big, if. But take away half of those interceptions, and you're talking about Jameis Winston is one of the top quarterbacks in the league. If you look at just the stats, so you don't look at the interception category, and just the passing yards and the touchdowns, wow. So, to me, as a quarterback coach or just even as a team,
Yep.
again, for what they got him for, like, we'll sign him for like a 1-year deal, let him train under Breeze, and we'll see.
Absolutely.
You can't. That's a win-win. At worst, like, okay, we had a backup quarterback for COVID, and if Breeze goes down injured. And 2, we could have a future starter on our hands if we can clean up the interception department. We already know he can throw. He has the arm strength. He has the ability to get you yards, the ability to get you touchdowns. We just got to clean up the picks. So that's one area you got to work on. So yeah, I like it. That is, I like that. We transition to the Jameis there.
Sorry.
So, all right, what do you think, man? You think it's time?
Yeah. Ooh, time for the talk of the NFL right now.
Ooh, talk of the NFL.
Oh, he's a good. Hey, now they told him he could have it. No, Jameis Winston hopefully has cleaned that up a little bit. They got some good gumbo though in New Orleans. I bet some crawfish. Taking shots at Jameis.
Shots at Jameis.
Jameis should be starting in the NFL though over guys like Phillip Rivers right now.
Yeah,
I think he gives the Colts a better shot to win.
Yeah,
like 100% though. Like there's these mediocre quarterbacks still starting. But if we start with quarterback movement though, I'm going all day. I want Matthew Stafford off Detroit. Like,
I love it.
Give Matthew Stafford to the Saints.
Yeah,
do that. We're talking about Sean Payton with Matthew Stafford. Now you're getting me all over the place. I'm playing
top 5 quarterback though.
Oh, top 5 quarterback by far. Matthew Stafford.
If Michael Thomas can stop punching teammates.
Hey, don't call him a slant guy. Don't call him a slant guy at practice. He's practicing hurt. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson gonna call him a slant guy. I hope he beat you up
punching teammates.
Dude, beat him up. Like, I ain't even playing soft NFL. You about to start being the NBA. You can't even hit anymore. He beats up a safety. A wide receiver beats up a safety, and we hearing about it.
Yeah.
Come on now. Steve Smith would go crazy right now if he was in the NFL. He used to beat up the running backs. He was a small man whooping, whatever.
Yeah. All right, man.
Let's talk about it.
Le'Veon Bell to the
Chiefs.
Man, what do you think? What do you think? I'm going to let you go first. I got a lot of different takes on this.
So for me, I am a big Le'Veon Bell fan. I loved him in Pittsburgh. I have wasted multiple picks on him in fantasy. If I'm going from a strictly football perspective.
So football, not fantasy.
I'm not fantasy.
Just football.
Just football perspective.
Real life.
Chances to win, this is his best opportunity. Chances to produce mega stats, no.
Exactly.
Chances to contribute for a championship, yes.
Yep.
At this point in his career, though, he's made enough money. The Jets just paid him bukus of money for Adam Gase to look like they ruined him. I think, though, he is going to be a Swiss Army knife for that team. I think he's going to catch the ball. I think he's going to get 8 to 10 rushes. I'm interested to see, do they line him up in the slot? Do they line him up for outside screens? Andy Reid will get creative with Le'Veon Bell. Yeah. Him and Eric Bieniemy are very creative in that offense. Just watched last week where they're doing triple reverse option runs to Tyreek Hill. Andy Reid will find a way to make sure Le'Veon Bell is utilized. Yeah. I love the move for Le'Veon Bell's career for a championship. Mm-hmm. He obviously made this signing, in my opinion. So the Dolphins, the Bills, and the Chiefs were the last 3 teams in. Yeah. It came down to the Bills and the Chiefs. If he wanted a chance to go and be a bell cow again, no pun intended,
bell cow,
he goes to the Bills, or more so the Dolphins, because the Bills still have youth and they have Singletary, they have Moss. For me, though, this is his easiest route to a championship, and I love the move for Kansas City. Yeah. And I do not, because we had a similar situation, veteran running back get cut. Mm-hmm. Leonard Fournette went to the Buccaneers, and it's hit or miss. Like 3 carries some games, 100 puts up 20-some fantasy points another game, 30-some, whatever. But it won't be that situation. I think Le'Veon Bell, now he will not play this weekend. He might play next weekend. Le'Veon Bell will be utilizing that offense in different ways.
I dig that. We should have posted. We should have told everybody the thing. But hey, the Le'Veon Bell discussion is happening here.
Yep.
So different takes. Like you said, from multiple perspectives to break this down for me.
Oh, Craig's still here.
There you go. Craig's here. For me, starting out from a Le'Veon Bell perspective, I think it shows a transition in his his mentality through his career.
Yep.
At first, you're with Pittsburgh, and then you're complaining you're not getting
Yep.
enough touches, not enough 100-yard games,
Yep.
and so you're thinking, man, I want volume. So you go to and then you're like, you know what? I want to get paid too.
Yep.
So he's like, you know what? I'm going to go to the Jets. He gets paid.
Yep.
He gets the volume. But then all of a sudden he realizes, we're not winning any games.
Yep.
So all of a sudden you're in the position to where you are the number one back on a terrible team. And
Yep.
so you're the best player on a terrible team. So now
Yep.
he's thinking, you know what? I want to get that ring. I want to go to a team where it has the chance, I say a very good chance, of getting to the Super Bowl. And to be able to contribute a little bit. Yep. I think this signing, both parties know going into it, he's not going to be a 25 rush back a game.
Hope not. For, if you're an Elair fan.
Even if you're not, I just don't see, if you're Kansas City, you, with that offense and everything you had, and you spend a first-round pick on a running back, you're not going to not use him. And then, two, even with that, I mean, you have all those weapons. So I think the reason he was brought in, Andy Reid likes himself a versatile running back.
Right.
This is the Chiefs' perspective.
Correct.
So you're saying, hey, we got a veteran running back. The biggest thing, too, we need some depth. COVID, injuries. If Clyde Edwards-Helaire goes down, who you got?
Well,
you got Williams, Thompson, and I don't think they're comfortable with them running with them as a number one guy.
I also think he's your third best receiver on your team.
Yeah, 100%. So that's the beauty of it. You have a backup role to take over at running back if something were to happen to Helaire. And then you have receiver options. You can put him anywhere. Put him in the slot. Run, like I say, you run all these misdirection plays. I think he comes in the passing game. He gets 5 to 10 targets, depending on how they want to use him. And then
I don't think
10 rushes.
Yeah, and I was going to say, I don't think 10's unrealistic. I could see him doing anywhere from 12 to 20 touches a game.
Yeah.
So even with Helaire against the Raiders, though, they only ran him 10 times.
Yeah.
So they're not committed to running the ball yet.
Oh, 1,000,000%. And that's why I'm not huge, because they don't have to.
Right.
With that offense, you don't have to run the ball. Mm-hmm. So that's where that's where I think with Bell, where his value could come in. It's going to be in the receiving game. I don't think it's going to be rushes. At worst, rushing attempts wise, I think at the best for him, it's a 50-50 split.
At best.
I just don't ever see them rushing Le'Veon Bell 20 times and rushing Clyde Edwards-Helaire 5 times. I just don't think it's going to happen.
So Craig said, I'm thinking he's the number one handcuff now. I think he's better than that, though. And this is my opinion. I think every week, once he's integrated in the offense, he has RB2 to flex potential every time. With Helaire playing as well. They both go to RB2 status. Now, like we were talking earlier.
Yeah, I think Clyde was already RB2 for now.
Because of usage.
Yeah, and lack of touches.
And lack of receiving touches. Because in the NFL today, unless you're Derrick Henry, you've got to catch the ball. What's up, Joshua Daddy? But for me, I like Le'Veon Bell and Helaire going forward. Now, it's a tough thing because could it turn out to be a Leonard Fournette situation again? I don't believe so. I don't think Andy Reid will use Le'Veon Bell that way because Le'Veon Bell can run routes. He can catch. He will be a slot receiver at times this year.
I think passing game is for sure.
Yes.
I think it'll really depend. I think there will be some games where he has 5 rushes, maybe even less at times. I don't think they're committed to run the ball. He's there to catch the ball and be that handcuff or backup depth at quarterback or running back.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, with Helaire, he still. You talked about the receiving game. He still had. Let me see how many targets. He still had 8 targets.
Probably the best so far.
8 targets last game.
3 catches.
True. But it's in But he was only in the game in third down. I think 1 time.
Right.
So that's where I think Le'Veon Bell comes in. He's the third down guy, obvious passing situation. Helaire is still going to get passing attempts. Like I said, he was on the field for 1 third down, still had 8 targets.
The other thing is I think, this is just my opinion, Bell's going to steal goal line area. Because
I agree.
Helaire has 1 rushing touchdown in the season.
Right.
And it was a beautiful juke move against the Texans. Made dude go stanky leg. But I could see Bell getting implemented down by the goal line. What's up, Joey? The other thing, and look, Andy Reid's a genius. Him and Eric Bieniemy. Bieniemy better be a head coach somewhere next year. Houston better call. Atlanta better call. There better be phone calls for what this man does for Patrick Mahomes and his Kansas City offense. That means I'd love to see some 2 running back sets. I'm just getting all over the place.
I like it.
But I think RB2 flex every week potential for Le'Veon Bell.
I don't think he's going to. Again, I don't think it's running back 1. I'm even a little nervous for running back 2 right now. I put him in a flex.
Right, but
I don't think he's in a running back 2. There's potential, but if you were to call average, I would say
if you
flex
have Le'Veon Bell on your roster, though, chances are you took him in your RB2 spot.
Right. Well, that's where, to me, like we talked about this too, I think we kind of disagreed on it. I like Le'Veon Bell more 20 to 25 touches, or being the number 1 guy in New York, because he got all the receptions. And his yards per carry were terrible. He's like 3.2 yards per carry, but everybody's carrying the ball less than 4 yards per carry there.
Yeah.
But he would still get 8 receptions, 10 receptions a game.
Right.
There's potential here, but there's also potential, like we've seen in Kansas City with receiving core, where he's a Sammy Watkins, where he goes off, has 8 receptions, 130 yards, and 2 touchdowns, and the next game he gets 1 reception, 5 yards.
I agree.
So to me, I feel like he has a higher ceiling, but also a lower floor coming into Kansas City.
See, I would feel like, and this is my opinion, a safer floor but lower ceiling. The reason why I say lower ceiling is because he isn't going to get to 25 to 30 touches a game. But he won't ever face a stacked box again either. He will never face that. I think that he has safer value because how bad the Jets were. If he would have went to Buffalo or even the Dolphins.
I would. Fantasy-wise, I'd love those teams better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just from he's going to be the number 1 guy.
Yep.
But here, for the first time in his career, he's going to be competing for stats, for touches.
Well, with Adam Gase, he was always competing just to be, on the team. Adam Gase is a joke.
Yeah, so for me, like I said, fantasy-wise,
I got him in the 8th round of a 10-man league. Ooh, okay. What? Wow, that's
big for you, Craig.
Yeah, man, that's who you drafting with?
Yeah,
you drafting against yourself.
Are you guys gonna go to a 12-man? Because we'll get in.
Who's next for the Jets as far as starting running back? Gore,
Frank Gore,
P. Ryan, rookie out of Florida, Joe Flacco. I don't know. Honestly,
Tyler.
Hey, call me up. Frank Gore's still out there running. I can be out there running. Inhale or break after every snap. No one was a believer. I think they'll regret that. I think he's going to make a little bit of noise. It's 8th round? 8th round is, even when he's on the Jets, 8th round's a great pick.
Just for sheer volume and talent.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to have some lower games. He's not going to be a top 5 running back. But he's going to have some big games and some consistency just with that many touches.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, with me, I said I don't think there's as much safety there. We'll see. Because when you look, if you base it on just pure running backs, how much is going to take from Hilaire? And what have the other, just from the pure running back position this year, what has happened for the Chiefs? It's been all Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and it hasn't been that much. It's been decent. There's been 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
Other than that,
and the problem is they're so cute on that goal line. They're running, they're running hill. They're running.
You have all the weapons, and that's part of what makes them great.
Which I think Bell will. And this is why I think Hilaire hurts even a little bit more. Is because I think Bell even takes some of that from Hilaire. I like
could.
Dynasty value is always there for Hilaire, but redraft value, if you can get something high, go trade Hilaire for a Derrick Henry. Go trade Hilaire for something.
If you can get a player like that, for sure.
Honestly, would you move?
But who out there do you think, and it would have to be like a Kansas City Chiefs fan, or Clyde Edwards-Helaire's brother or something, to I don't know if there's too many people, especially now. I don't even think before.
It just depends. Do you find, like I said, you got to find that guy who has wanted Hilaire the whole year.
Right.
Do you trade, interesting trade scenario, do you trade Hilaire for Michael Thomas? Just redraft. We're not talking about our league. Do you trade Hilaire going forward for Michael Thomas coming off the bye week and the injury? And obviously it'll depend on your running back depth. But
to me, it all depends on the team setup.
Yeah.
If I'm heavy running backs, if I have a guy, say a clear number 1, or say you have like Chris Carson and
Ronald Jones.
Yeah, and Ronald Jones. But then you have DeAndre Hopkins. You were lucky you had Hopkins and Thomas because you got Hopkins later around, and then you have, say, like a Robert Woods or Cooper Kupp. And then maybe a Devontae Parker or somebody in there.
So
a couple of wide receiver 2s, 3s. And you have Michael Thomas, I'd make that trade. For sure. Because Thomas is going to come back. He's going to get his He has definite potential to even outscore him. Now, Dynasty, it's a little tougher.
I'm Thomas all the way, honestly.
Just for me, well, yeah, you're in on Thomas. To me, it just depends because you still not. We have to see how the situation plays out with Eli.
Yes, and that's the problem. So far, what I've seen isn't sexy.
Right.
Because of the usage way.
Right.
The way they've used him.
Yeah. Well, fantasy-wise, I mean, he's still putting up 14 points, 16
he's still
points
RB2.
a game, but just isn't scoring any touchdowns. So if he starts scoring the ball, he's a running back.
Jonathan Taylor is in a very similar situation. Plays about 40% of the snaps, but is RB like 16 on the season on 40% of the snaps.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, Eli's seeing more, but he isn't seeing volume, which is so weird.
The only thing with me that's a little bit of a question mark with Thomas is how does he do? He's did all right with the Bridgewater.
Yeah.
Quarterback came in when Drew Brees was out.
Yep.
But what's the effect of not having Brees? It could be better, it could be worse. I mean, who did they get? Did they get Baker Mayfield in a quarterback? Exactly. That's what I'm putting in there. If you have a guy, you have 3 like wide receiver 2s, and you need a wide receiver 1. Go get it.
Do you trade Elaire for Miles Sanders?
Elaire. Look at you now. I'm going to go still with no on that.
No, not what I wanted to hear.
I like Miles Sanders, when we talk about usage and that, man. Before the season, I mean, there was talk.
Yeah.
But the first 5 games, yeesh.
Yeah. The Philadelphia team's been trying.
From a fantasy perspective, he saved himself with the 2 touchdowns and that 1 run, but if you take away the touchdowns and that run, he gives you 2 points. So yeah, I still like Hilaire. Still big. Like I said, I wouldn't overreact just yet. Now we'll see. Maybe Leveon Bell comes in, and for some reason, anything can happen. They're like, we're going to give Clyde Edwards-Helaire some time to learn, and Leveon Bell's our bell cow. Okay,
absolutely.
There's a chance, but I think it's way more likely Hilaire still gets 15 carries. Maybe depending on how it goes, Bell might get 5 to 10.
Yep.
And then Bell is very much used in the passing game.
I like it.
5 to 10 yards.
Is Robbie Anderson the real deal?
I like Robbie. I had him, and then I traded him or released him.
You cut him.
I cut him. I was him and Jamison Crowder. Yep. I picked him too because they're both the number 1 wide receivers on those teams. Just for that, I like him just with pure usage.
I still like DJ Moore. To me, is the wide receiver 1 potentially on that team. Robbie Anderson though is living up to the potential that everybody thought he had for the Jets. The Jets never put a good quarterback, in my opinion, around him. I don't love Sam Darnold, never have. He makes good plays. Good plays don't make up for all the bad plays you make still. I think Robbie Anderson's the real deal. Do I think he's wide receiver 7 or 5 in the NFL? Do I think he has that value, that potential? I don't know that he stays there. I think it's a matter of usage right now. But I love Robbie Anderson. Going forward, is he a top 20 wide receiver? The talent's there.
Yeah, I would say sure. I think top 20.
Yeah.
With potential for top 10 to finish.
Yeah.
If this keeps
He's got
up.
the speed. He's got the size.
Yeah, I don't think the question now through 5 weeks is he capable? I think he's more than capable.
Yeah.
Can the team sustain it through the whole year? And I think he is a very similar role like a Calvin Ridley type to where DJ Moore's getting all the number 1 corners, all the looks, and then you have a guy with good talent who's playing on your second wide receiver or second cornerback, and second in the defensive game plan, and he's eating them alive. So I like him. I liked him beginning of the season.
I think he is a starter every single week. If he's on your roster, he starts. Yeah. He has big playability. He is consistent so far with the Panthers. Teddy Bridgewater is looking better and better every single week. Yeah. It's very hard with these new teams with this COVID-shortened offseason for Teddy Bridgewater to have built a rapport with these guys. So you slowly are seeing it come together for a team like Carolina, who last year was really just a good quarterback away from being really good. They could compete. And look, Carolina's performing very well without Christian McCaffrey.
I think it just goes to show you, man. I don't know. I would love to see. Now, I hope we get to see Christian McCaffrey somewhere else besides there. Just to see his production. Because of who was the back where I said pretty much anybody could step in and run the ball there. But I think it's in Carolina. No. You could go to Carolina right now and put up 20 fantasy points.
He said that, I did. All right.
They're going to throw the ball to you 15 freaking times, and you're going to rush.
Is it illegal in the NFL to run with an oxygen tank? Like,
the inhaler.
He's throwing me to the wolves, guys. I will do it for his paycheck. I'll do it for his 1-game paycheck and then slowly retire. But that being said, I think when I'm seeing Mike Davis put up 20, 22 fantasy points a game, that lets me know Christian McCaffrey's getting 35. Last year he had so many high 30 to 40-point games. I think he's more explosive than Mike Davis. I think he's better. Obviously, he's better.
For sure. I'm just saying I would love to see McCaffrey in another team just to see. I'm not saying he wouldn't.
This guy.
But I would just like to see. Is it all talent?
It is talent.
Or is it a lot the team and the gameplay?
What do our BSers say? I'm calling BS.
I love McCaffrey.
Take a drink here.
All I'm saying is I would love to see him somewhere else just to see. Put him on the Jets. See what he does.
No! Put anybody on the Jets.
Put him on the Jets and see if he gets over 3.5 yards per carry.
First off,
no one, even Le'Veon Bell, has done that yet.
Barry Sanders isn't getting that kind of yard. 3 point. He isn't getting 3 points, whatever, 3-point average. I'm blowing up right now. Like, let's put him on the worst team in the NFL who nobody wants to. Oh, this guy. Wait, is Adam Gase the head coach?
I don't care who's.
If Adam Gase is the head coach, no. If I'm the head coach, yes.
Give the ball.
This man's hating on Christian McCaffrey. I've never seen so much hate in my life.
I'm not hating. I'm just saying I would like to see.
He's got to be a Browns fan. He's the delusion in this right
I'm
now.
not that delusional. No, but yeah, Robbie Anderson, I like him. I think he definitely has the talent to be a top 20 receiver. Yep. I think if he keeps, again, it's a big if they keep throwing the ball to him like they're doing, and he keeps this up, he'll be a top 10 wide receiver. But
absolutely.
Big if, but I like him, especially for I think he's a must-start every week wide receiver, too.
Oh,
like
absolutely.
If you have as a wide receiver, he's in your lineup.
Well, to be honest, though, chances are if you took Robbie Anderson, it's as a wide receiver 3-4 spot. Yeah. You drafted him late or signed him.
And you might be in a situation where you start him over DJ Moore.
Ooh.
I would. If I have Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, same team, and I have a wide receiver 1 and a wide receiver 2, and I'm talking about my flex pick, for now, I'm starting Robbie Anderson instead of DJ Moore.
I think so.
For now.
Chances are, though, if you drafted DJ Moore, you drafted him as your wide receiver 1 or 2.
True. But
because of how high he was going.
If it's that scenario, though, you have 2 like stud, wide receiver.
Kenny Galladay. Do you play him over Kenny Galladay? Even though Kenny Galladay back's going to put up like 17 points twice in a row.
That's a tough one. I think you can go either way on that one. I don't hate either.
Right, I think it's could be similar production.
That I would go week to week. Okay. I would purely look at the defense and see who is giving more points to wide receivers. I would start that guy.
I like it.
In that situation. That might be the only time. And if you have 2, again, stud wide receivers, you're set at wide receiver. If you have Kenny Galladay, you're talking about Kenny Galladay at your flex, and you're loaded. But
Andy Dalton with a line, something to fear. We touched on this some earlier. Yeah. I'm pretty high. This is my opinion again. The best weapon set he will have ever played with in his career.
I think by far best offensive line. The best wide receiver, 4 total.
Yep, I think overall total. Now, like if you go 1-1, Cooper versus Green in his prime, I'd take AJ Green.
Yes, right now Cooper, but in his prime, obviously.
CeeDee Lamb might be better than all of them. That boy is playing ball. Zeke is the best player, and it's not close, hands down, who Andy Dalton never played with.
Well, you know what I'm hoping for? As a Michael Gallup owner in a Dynasty League.
This guy.
Throwing the 2 passes and seeing what Michael Gallup can do, making plays happen. Give the guy the ball.
He was just voted, I don't even remember where I saw that at, as the number 2 best deep threat ball receiver in the NFL.
Dude can catch the ball. They just don't throw it to him.
Well, they got CeeDee Lamb, Cooper, Zeke, Dalton Schultz.
Brings me to the whole thing. I talk to everybody about fantasy football. It is not about the talent of that player. It is the usage. Purely. That's why... Again, another trade that I just had at a Dynasty League. DeAndre Swift for
J.K. Dobbins.
J.K. Dobbins. I think J.K. Dobbins... Well, let me get it back. I actually like Swift a little bit better than Dobbins coming out. But pure 3-down back, I like J.K. Dobbins more. I might be biased because I'm an Ohio State fan. But when you talk about pure usage and the offenses they're in and competing, I like Swift. Especially because he's getting points now. He's heavily involved in the passing game, and Adrian Peterson can only last so long.
I mean,
eventually, you gotta hang it up.
He said till he's 40.
you gotta hang it up.
Here's what will hold me back on DeAndre Swift. This year, I think he's more valuable No, I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling the conversations tonight. We've got a lot of interaction, a lot of good questions. Robert Tonyan finished the top 10 as a tight end. Oh, man.
Ooh.
That is a very good question, Josh. He has caught a lot of touchdowns in the absence of Devontae Adams.
True.
I think he does. This is because the tight ends are so weak this year. Look, I got Zach Ertz, who is perennially a top 5 tight end. Top 5 tight end, and he's tight end 16 this year. Now, part of that's injuries. That whole team's hurt for Philly.
That's with Goddard out.
Yeah, that's what, Godare out. I think that with Robert Tonyan, Aaron Rodgers is on a mission this year. Mm-hmm. I will put any of his starting tight end, wide receiver, running back in the top 10 this year. Just because of what he's at. Look, Allen Lazard would have probably still finished as a top 25, 30 wide receiver if he doesn't get injured.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is playing to prove to everybody that he is the number 1 quarterback in the NFL still.
Yep.
Because I do feel a lot of people, and including myself, and I still would take Mahomes. If you give them to me today, side by side, I'm going Mahomes over Rodgers.
Yeah.
But I think people bought into Lamar Jackson. I do. I still think Lamar's good, but he's not Aaron Rodgers. He can just run the ball. But that being said, Robert Tonyan, I think, is top 10 tight end this year.
I would agree. I think the 2 things that you just mentioned. 1, the usage and how well Aaron Rodgers is playing.
Yep.
But 2, just the way that the rest of the tight end pool has been performing. Yeah, I think for sure he has a chance to be top 10. I don't know about top 5. There's potential there, but I'm more comfortable saying there's much more of a chance top 10 than top 5.
Because I still think you're going to round out Andrews, Kelsey, Kittle, if Kittle stays healthy.
Don't
Joe
forget
Smith and Darren Waller.
Don't forget Waller. Everybody's sleeping on Waller.
No, because if I don't mention him, maybe you trade him.
You always sleep with Waller. Listen, the guy, he had 1. He is still the 3rd-ranked tight end in points. And he basically missed a game. He played against New England with a bum knee and had 1 reception.
Kittle doesn't put up 40 in that one game. Kittle, but again, that's what Kittle's capable of.
Yeah.
Waller and Kelsey are head and shoulders better above him this season. Not better than Kittle. Yeah. I think Kittle altogether is my favorite tight end to watch in the NFL.
Yeah.
Best tight end in the NFL.
Yeah. So yeah, I like those guys at potential, but I think he's top 10.
Yep.
Right now for sure. I would treat him like trade value, stuff like starting, stuff like that as a top 10 tight end.
Somebody in our league cut him. Oof. Yeah, just let him go. Didn't even pick anybody up. They just cut him. Whatever.
Yeah. I thought I was going to get him for like $15 fob, but no, that did not happen.
Guess what? Tyler didn't have any fob, so here I was.
God, was it Juice?
Juice Daddy, I do believe.
How much fob money does that guy have?
I mean, it's
25
endless.
on another guy.
I only gave us 100.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in a league where they gave you like $3,000 to start out with. It's something astronomical. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah, it's been 25 a week every free agent.
Nope. Didn't need to reveal that.
Where's it going?
Where's it going? I don't know. 2 kids and a wife later, that hair went bye-bye.
Heard that. Remember, I was there before you were.
Mine's karma. I made fun of my brothers growing up a lot. Yeah. And mine hit me early in my 20s.
All right, man. So what are we going to do? You want some rankings?
Let's hit in the rankings.
Let's do it.
All right, so we're going to start out with quarterbacks. I offered $25. Did you get him, Josh?
I thought you got him.
I thought you got him. I didn't get him. So let's just jump right into our rankings. Let us know who got him, Joshua. QB1s, my homie. Easy. Josh Allen, QB2.
Against?
Kansas City.
I don't know. That's a tough call. Who knows? Because you got Lamar Jackson.
You have to score a lot.
Who looked terrible against them. But then you got Derek Carr, who's a 300-yard, 3-touchdown guy against Kansas City. So I have no idea. I think there's potential.
I think Kyler Murray against Dallas has a chance to be the quarterback 1 of the week. I keep calling that, unfortunately. But he's playing Dallas. That's a horrendous defense. So, just because of what he can do with his legs, too. But last week he threw a lot of yards. Lamar Jackson, QB4. Deshaun Watson, QB5 against Tennessee.
Ooh. What's the way Tennessee?
The way that they just played Josh Allen. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Brandon Cooks, though, really emerged last week. Balled out.
I like Brandon Cooks.
Big kid. Me too. I always like Brandon Cooks. I'm always high on him. I always get him. I always trade him. I always trade back for him.
I like Brandon Cooks.
I have a sickness.
If he stays on the field, I like him.
My bust of the week. I don't think Tom Brady finishes top 10 against Green Bay. I think Green Bay.
Really?
I think Green Bay's defense finds a way to torture him enough with pressure, force him into mistake. It's the same thing that happened the first week with New Orleans, but I think that Packers have a better defense. I think Nick Foles was number 10. I'm looking at the ESPN rankings right now. ESPN has Nick Foles QB 19 for the week.
I wouldn't even put him there.
Yeah, I don't like him there either. Carolina's got a good defense, and Nick Foles has not came out and showed me anything better than what I think Trubisky can do.
Right.
Yeah, I would have. You gave up a decent amount, in my opinion, to get Nick Foles.
Yeah.
I kind of expected him to be better than what he's been. You really needed Trubisky to get injured, and then Nick Foles to come in, because that's where his magic comes in. You know, replacing the injured Carson Wentz.
Man, Greg, you really don't like Tom Brady? You're going to call BS on Tom Brady as the 10 quarterback?
9.
As the 9. You're saying he's not going to be a top 10 quarterback this week.
Book it. Not top 10.
What?
Tom Brady, not top 10.
I'm calling BS.
Not top 10.
Godwin, is he not getting Godwin?
Godwin might not. Godwin's questionable still. Mike Evans is not practiced yet this week. He's
okay. Well, then there's potential. If they both play,
he called BS already.
If they both play,
it's on video.
They're in, but they're both questionable. But if he has
right.
both wide receivers in,
if we're going to say that, if he has Godwin and Evans, he's QB 11.
No,
QB 11.
Yeah, he's easily top 10, maybe top 5. Because they're going to have to score. It's going to be throw the ball.
Alexander shuts one of them down. He is a lock. Ask Calvin Ridley how it feels to be shadowed by that man. Look, they're going to hit him. Zadarius Smith, Preston Smith, some other Smith, Todd Smith. But they're going to hit him. Like, they're going to get to Brady.
Somebody's going to get in there.
Brady's not finishing top 10. Cam Newton finishes top 5 against Denver. Ugh, God, that's my call. Here is my boom of the week.
Oh, man.
Look. Oh, man.
Here we go.
Ryan Fitzpatrick is ranked QB 11 against the Jets.
Oh, yeah. Throw the ball. The only reason why I don't think that he's gonna that he might not get there is because they might be beating them by 27 points to nothing, and they just run the ball the rest of the time.
Earl, it's not that I don't think he's better than Trubisky. I just don't think he's as good as what you're paying him. I think you could have got cheaper, better options than Nick Foles.
Me?
Yeah.
Sign me.
I think Nick Foles is adequate. You're not going to win a championship with Nick Foles. Honestly, I think you guys will end up finishing 8-8, 9-7 at best.
Not bad. I mean, there's still potential.
Yeah, I don't see playoffs. I think that your quarterback of the future is not on that roster, and I don't know that Trubisky or Foles. Foles only because of how much is invested in him. It's like 3 years, $67 million left on that contract. That's the only reason he might be on that roster still. I don't hate Nick Foles, but I don't. Nick Foles is he beat 43-year-old Tom Brady in a very good game where Tom Brady complained his pants off.
Yeah.
He played well.
So he threw the ball 42 times.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of volume.
Yeah.
243 yards, which isn't great.
Average of 5.8.
Yeah, 5.8 yards per attempt, and then 1 touchdown, 1 pick. So, average.
I think he's adequate. Yeah, I think that's the best word to describe him.
I think he's good enough to be a starter.
They should have drafted Jordan Love.
Yeah, but he... That's good. I like that.
Being that you're a Packers fan, maybe he ends up with Aaron Rodgers ends up on Chicago next year.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. That's disgusting. Hopefully Washington football team or Denver wants Rodgers when you guys decide to cut ties next year.
Anybody else?
Back to the QBs. Jared Goff could be better than QB 17. Baker Mayfield QB 18. No chance.
Daniel Jones at 20 against Washington has been great with their pass rush.
That defensive line. Chase Young's back. Chase Young is back.
Yeah, I think Daniel Jones might throw 7 interceptions.
That Washington football team winning this week.
Yeah,
money.
I think
book it.
I do not like. I do not like me some Daniel Jones.
For my boy Dwayne Haskins to get benched, it's all because of his attitude. By the way, don't brag about a 300-yard game to your teammates when you just got stomped by the Ravens.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones is worse quarterback than Dwayne Haskins.
Oh, yeah.
Daniel Jones has arguably more weapons on that team we could have, but he's outperforming True. I agree he would outperform what Trubisky's doing. Also, I'm very fan of this. We just know that True is not the QB. He is not. Trubisky's not your quarterback.
Yeah.
But I don't think Nick Foles is your quarterback. I think he's a good, let me find my rookie quarterback. Let me draft a guy next year in the first or second round. Let Nick Foles start.
He's good enough to fill the position until you find
He's a worse version of Ryan Fitzpatrick.
I would agree with that.
Ryan Fitzpatrick, Fitzmagic.
I don't agree with that. Fitzmagic, start the guy. He is the quarterback.
Right.
He'd be on my team for the next 5 years.
Right.
Throw the ball.
No, I'm saying he is a not quite a Ryan Fitzpatrick. Like
I would agree.
you brought Tua in to replace him, and he's like, no, not happening.
Not seeing the field.
Yeah, no doubt.
Sorry, Tua.
So quarterbacks, you got the Jet, Flacco ranked. That's horrible. Joe Burrow is going to get ate up by Indianapolis. I'm calling it. He looks shook.
Though, but dude just has to get an offensive line.
But yeah, and he has to learn to throw the ball away. He has to learn to let a play die.
Too much that we see that going from college. It's your percentage rate of running around. We saw that's why Baker Mayfield, I think, was so successful in college, and is so not successful in the NFL. In college, you can run around, avoid the sack, run to the sideline, make a cross-body throw.
You leave Justin Fields alone, though.
A cross-body throw across the field. Your receiver catches it, runs for 80 yards. Yep. You cannot do that in the NFL.
When you're throwing to Jamar Chase and you're throwing to Justin Jefferson and you're throwing to Elaire at LSU, and nobody's really on that talent level, you can look. And Joe is good. Joe is good.
Really good. I think there's the potential. I'm not.
The team around him is just not good. What's up, James? The team around Joe Burrow is the problem. Now, look, good young receivers with Boyd, Higgins, Alden Tate, somebody I'd like to see them use more. John Ross needs to be out the door. Green needs to be out the door. The tight end, I'd like to see a little bit more with Sample. I like the potential there.
Yeah.
Joe Mixon's good. They need an offensive line for him to be great. Problem is, you can't get an offensive line overnight.
That's very true.
And they don't develop offensive linemen there.
Yeah.
They let the best offensive lineman they've had in the last 20 years walk in Andrew Whitworth, who's still playing at a Super Bowl or Pro Bowl level for the Rams.
Yeah. I think that's an important point. I think we find that a lot, with fantasy wise. We disregard usually fell down there. Fantasy wise, we disregard the offensive line, like you said. I mean, it's such an important part of your team.
Yep.
And you cannot just go out and sign one off the street and be amazing. It takes 5 guys.
That being, and especially when you have a quarterback like Joe, who is going to move, who is going to push the envelope a little bit. You need to buy him time. You need to help keep him alive. I saw Jonah Williams make a diving save. Saved his life on a blindside hit. Jonah Williams is the only bright spot on that O-line. Yeah. Give him time to develop. He's essentially a rookie. But Cincinnati doesn't do a good job developing players. Yeah. You waited too long in Cincinnati to also trade A.J. Green.
Missed your time.
Yep. All right, let's get on to the running back rankings. I'm sorry, guys, I'm a little long-winded on you, but it's so much to cover tonight. It's a lot of fun.
Pick a couple. Who we got?
Hey, James Robinson against Detroit. Boo.
What was he at?
Running back 9.
Don't like it.
Sanders, running back 8 against Baltimore. Boo.
Don't like it.
Yeah, not happening.
I call BS on that.
James Conner against Cleveland, running back 10. I give him a chance. I give him a chance there because he catches the ball so much.
Yeah.
Raheem Mostert, running back 14 against the Rams. This is dependent because if it's a close game, he's better. He'll be better than RB14. I'm out of weapons to trade for. I've tried to trade for Raheem Mostert. I think he has proven that he might now be the guy even with everybody back. I questioned it. Now look, I'm also going to question it because Tevin Coleman isn't there and they don't have a quarterback.
But whenever you see, even with Tevin Coleman in the mix last half of last season, Mostert was still there.
Yeah.
And the best thing I think that Mostert has going, like we touched on it earlier, he doesn't need 25 touches a game. The dude at any second can break off an 80-yard touchdown run. I like him.
Craig, I like ESPN's rankings. Even when I'm on like any other app, Yahoo, Sleep, or anything, I still resort back to ESPN. The way that they have it set up, which you can't really see, they have like 6, 7 different people that rank the fantasy football landscape.
And then they do the average.
They do, and then you do the average of them. And then I also look at like a Pro Football Focus online sometimes. I'll look at NFL.com, but my go-to is probably ESPN. I believe Matthew Berryfield Yates. They have a good crew there that breaks down the NFL. I just enjoy what they do a lot. So I go to the ESPN app for a lot of my rankings, bud.
Yep.
Let's just go down the list. You got Zeke, Henry, Mike Davis, Aaron Jones, Kareem Hunt.
Here's a good one. I'm interested with this because we've talked about it. We're going back to Le'Veon Bell, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Well, I guess Le'Veon won't be back this week. So Le'Veon won't be ready for this week because now in the NFL, I think it's 5 or 6 days. When you transition teams, you have to go, I think it's 6 days, 6 tests.
Which shocks me, though, because you're getting tested every single day of the week anyways.
Yeah. So I don't know. But
it's
you
kind of weird.
6 days.
I get free agents. I don't get active trades.
Because you're already getting tested.
What's up, Goodell? We're going to have to talk. Hit me up, buddy.
But it won't be here this week. He's going to be running back 7 against Buffalo.
It's a bust. He isn't going to be running back 7 against Buffalo. It's the volume problem.
No, I agree. I think there's potential. I don't.
Yeah, it's just until I see him get volume.
To me, no. I think the volume's there. I think it's just getting like red zone touches. If you're on the 5-yard line, and are they going to run the ball with Edwards-Helaire, or are they going to have Tyreek Hill run it in?
Last week in a close game, he gets 10 carries. Yeah. That's not good. Not for a first-round running back.
But he had 8 targets. So
for the first time.
18 potential. I have to go look, but he hasn't had under 15 potential touches ever year. So anybody who's getting 15 looks or more, I like.
The only problem for me with his touches is they're coming outside in between the 20s anymore.
Right.
When like you said, the first game he got so many red zone goal line carries, and you're like, oh my god, and then it just goes away.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah. I don't like him at RB7. I'm just gonna say it. Derrick Henry had a good game, but he's not Derrick Henry. True. Derrick Henry can runs the ball hard.
I think it's 100% depends on if he scores or not. I think the volume is there, will be there.
Jonathan Taylor, running back 11.
Man.
I can't say anything anymore. I give up. I'm hoping...
It's against Cincy, though.
Yeah, reverse psychology. NFL gods have hated me this year. Look, I have an amazing team on paper, okay? And I can't win. Jonathan Taylor is potential galore. He has played well. He runs the ball hard. He runs the ball smart. He's not making mistakes yet. Knock on some wood.
Wait. Hold on. You want to talk about just pure fantasy gods not loving you? Yes, you've had injuries and stuff. But whenever you have 2 AP, especially after Williams dropped out, 2 first and early second round, 2 top 12 running backs, ADP wise, have scored a combined 4 touchdowns all year. Don't even talk to me about luck here. Don't talk to me about
he bought into Kenyon Drake.
Get out of
here. He
here.
loved Kenyon Drake.
Who didn't? Matthew Berry, everybody else had him first round.
I traded my steak. I traded my Kenyon Drake steak for Joe Mixon.
Usage, man.
I had a Dynasty League guy. I didn't like Joe Mixon, so I gave him Kenyon Drake at like week 3. Okay, take it. I'll give you Kenyon Drake for a bag of Skittles.
Volume there for him. 18 carries. Just got to score the ball.
That's another volume inside the 20s. Once you get on the opposite side and you're going for touches, it ain't there. Yep. Or you're there, but you're just lead blocking for Kyler Murray. It's a great position. You look like a fullback.
Exactly.
So let's run back into the rankings. Jonathan Taylor at 11. No chance. I'm just reverse psychology in that. Let's go. JT lights up first since he. Come on, Earl, put that out in the universe. I need it, buddy. You got Myles Gaskin against the Jets at 13. Ooh, I like it because Gaskin gets a lot of touches. I feel it's safe. Gurley at 16 over Minnesota, I think, has a chance to be better.
Based on how he looked last week,
Minnesota's defense isn't the strongest in the world either.
Yeah, I just don't know what to make of that Atlanta offense, man.
If Julio's back, they beat Minnesota. If Julio's back,
I'm talking about pure usage wise with Gurley. I mean,
Julio's back. they beat Minnesota. Book it. They get that first W with Raheem Morris, who will be their head coach next year if he does well. But it needs to be Eric Bieniemy. Here's one of my favorite players to watch. One of the guys on my team I traded, Antonio Gibson. I'm very high on him. I traded him to this guy over here. It hurt my heart. It really did. You can't see the tears.
Hey, it's the first time, I said, with my luck, coming over to me,
He's
first
ruined
time in
him?
3 weeks he didn't score a touchdown.
He ruined him.
Just saying.
But I owed this guy, traded me Christian McCaffrey a couple years back, so
Yeah,
we'll call it fair. That was a good trade. I gave him Gibson, he gave me Calf. I'll take it.
Yeah.
But I love Antonio Gibson. If Kyle Allen plays the whole game, I think he could have a top 10 fantasy week. I'm calling it.
I agree. If they continue to use him in the passing game, if you use him like he was used in college, you didn't know if he was a running back or wide receiver.
Yep.
He played both, lined up in the slot. Early this season, they've used him, line him up in a slot, throw him screen passes. He's another thing. Just get the kid the ball in his hands.
He's 220, runs a 4.38 40. The kid's a monster. They played the Rams. A very tumultuous week. This is a better test to see where we are. If we lose to the Giants, I just suck it up for the draft. I mean, ain't nothing I can do about it. Bring Haskins back. Let me see what I got with my dude.
Here's one interesting. What do you think of DeAndre Swift at 27 against Jacksonville?
Ooh, okay. So, Adrian Peterson's one spot ahead of him. DeAndre Swift, to me, would be a much better running back if Matt Patricia's gone. Let's get rid of these coaches in this NFL.
What are they doing?
What? He's talented. He catches the ball well. He's fast. He's shifty. He's quick. Look, guys, you're getting paid millions of dollars to make easy decisions at times. I don't give a crap if he's a rookie. I don't care who pays dues. Jonathan Taylor, 40% of the snaps. Whatever, bro. Whatever, bro.
Yeah.
DeAndre Swift's like 20-some percent. Get that out of here. He's a game changer if he can get the ball in his hands. Look, you can't drop game-winning touchdowns though either.
That's true.
If you're DeAndre Swift and you get the chance to make a game-winning touchdown, you can't drop it. Yeah. That really I think probably set him back in Patricia's eyes. I think he has a chance.
Yeah.
Depending on the receiving volume, because he will not get a lot of carries.
Right.
He has a chance to be better than where that is.
I think that the opportunity is going to be there. I think Jacksonville's offense against that Detroit defense, they're going to score. Especially for my boy, Laviska Shenault. I'll be interested to see where he's at in the rankings.
Laviska's hurt. He hasn't been practicing yet.
Well, we'll see. They said he's dealing with a hamstring. They said it could have been like a little rest day in there. He did the same thing last week.
Here's somebody else that I liked all year. I drafted in almost every single league I'm in, and I traded him out of desperation because I was playing Julio on a Monday night game, and I needed Russell Gage in case Julio didn't play. Ronald Jones. No, don't keep Patricia in Detroit. I love Matthew Stafford. I want to see some success there. So if you trade Stafford, yes.
That's what you said. 2 easy buys.
Yeah, it is. But Ronald Jones at running back 20 against Green Bay. If they are going to beat Green Bay, Ronald Jones needs to be a RB12.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Now, I just don't think they're going to win. I don't think he's going to get that volume. But
they were talking 20, 25 carries and 5 to 8 receptions. That's what Arian said.
25 carries against Green Bay, who's probably going to be up by 30 points against you.
Not logical.
That's I just don't. Maybe.
Right.
But I don't know. I think that's going to be just to throw the ball. Tom Brady's going to have the volume.
But
what he does with it,
if he gets 5 to 8 catches, we're talking. I think in order for them to beat Green Bay, he's got to have a way better than RB20 spot.
I would agree.
Chase Edmonds, 24. Look, if he keeps getting the touchdowns that Kenyon Drake can't get, he's going to be better than Kenyon Drake again.
Well, that and the involvement in the passing game.
But this again, I can't say it enough. This is Kenyon Drake's chance to bounce back. He's playing Dallas, okay? If you can't bounce back against Dallas, you might see yourself backing up Chase Edmonds.
Hopefully, yeah, we'll see. Well, it depends, because if Andy and them, if they go up big, it's going to be not a lot of rushing times.
Going back down through here, I don't know that Melvin Gordon plays. He's at 37. Obviously, if he plays, he's better than RB37. What up, Carl? There you go, buddy. There you go. Just for you, my man. You got Zach Moss at 42.
Oh, that's a situation I'm interested in as well. to see what happens in that Buffalo backfield. Singletary,
Yep.
not looking good. I think it was like 2.3 yards per carry.
TJ Yeldon, who I didn't even know was in the NFL still.
Yeah, got more touches, more yards. Zach Moss coming back, rookie, had that pick on him. We'll see. You know, the potential could be there. Maybe we see him take over. We'll see. But I'm just interested to see what happens there.
Yeah. Anybody else on the running back standing out to you this far down? I think J.D. McKissick can be better than if Philip Lindsay starts. He's better than RB32. He might be a top 20 running back. I love Philip Lindsay. I didn't think we needed Melvin Gordon in Denver.
Yeah, I like Philip.
He's ranked RB32. If Drew Lock is back too, that increases his value. Damian Harris, last guy, I saw his name. He's RB28. Depends on how Belichick uses him because his first game he looked really good.
Yeah.
First game, I was very impressed with how he ran the ball.
True.
Devontae Freeman, running back 22. I don't see that good of a week because Washington football team's D-line is fantastic, if nothing else.
Yeah.
And I don't know, unless he catches the ball a lot, I just don't see it.
Yep.
Let's jump over to wide receivers real quick.
Wide receivers and done.
Boom. All right, guys. Let's get our last look at here. Of course, your bye weeks this week are the Chargers, the Raiders, the Saints, the Seahawks. Those are some big names to have to replace. Well, I mean, the Saints, if you have Michael Thomas, it's whatever. Okay?
Yeah.
Let's get into them. Number 1's Hopkins. 2 Adams, 3 Thielen, 4 Calvin Ridley, 5 Hill. I can't argue with any of these. Diggs is 6.
Against KC. I like it. I think even if they don't win or the offense struggles, I think Diggs is going to get his.
I agree.
With Josh Allen throwing the ball, they're going to have to throw it. I think that, I like it. I like the whole, let me see, who's at 9? Robinson at 8, I like. Julio at 7. Mike Evans at 10.
I tell you what.
Goblin. There you go, 10 and 11.
I like Allen Robinson better than, because of his sheer volume.
Better than who?
Better than his ranking at 8.
I love Allen Robinson. I'm big on him even last year. I traded for him last year. Didn't have him. So yeah, I like Allen Robinson.
Mike Evans, Godwin at 10 and 11. If they play, I like it. Robbie Anderson at 13. Hey.
Against Chicago,
if
that's the...
Fuller covers DJ Moore,
which I think he will.
Robbie Anderson will be better than wide receiver 13 this week.
Yeah, and that's why, going back to Josh Juice's comment earlier, that's what I think really makes Robbie Anderson a perfect position for him. Being in that offense, having somebody ahead of him, DJ Moore, to take away that number 1 corner look, I like it. So, yeah, I like that.
Amari Cooper at wide receiver 16.
Against Arizona. We'll see. So here's an interesting thing with Amari. We both were kind of down on him to start the season.
Yeah,
we were kind of like,
absolutely were.
But Dak Prescott loves the guy. So throwing the ball to him all over the place.
Earl says pay A-Rob. I 100% agree.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing. I know I've had a talk with people before. Not enjoying people asking for money for their contracts. Up Dak Prescott is a key reason is why you do it.
Yeah.
You get paid as much as you can. Because I'll be honest, I'm not worried about these NFL franchises and what guys won't paid. If you can get money out of them, I didn't care when Zeke was wanting more money, ready to hold out. You get paid while you can get paid because in the NFL, your shelf life can be done tomorrow.
Yep.
One wrong hit, you be concussion central, ACL blown, compound fracture of your ankle. Get paid. Allen Robinson deserves to be paid.
Yep.
So I hope Chicago pays A-Rob. Buffalo, you got Tyreek Hill, Julio, Godwin, OBJ at 12. Don't think he finishes 12. I think Pittsburgh shuts him up. I think Joe Hayden will cover him a little bit. Mika Fitzpatrick, Amari Cooper 16. I like him better than 16 as we were talking. Juju at 21 and Terry McLaurin at 20. Ooh. So.
Juju, I mean, Claypool obviously had a game. Juju took a back seat.
Yeah.
Does that continue, or is that just a 1-week fluke? We'll see.
Well,
I'm kind of leaning more for now. I think that the production comes down a little bit.
For Claypool, for sure. I don't think, because, I mean, honestly, he should have had 5 touchdowns last week, but there was a BS pass interference call. Earl Jalen Johnson, Kyle Fuller shut down corners this year. Jackson was your targets last week. I'm telling you, we'll see. We'll revisit this next week.
Yeah.
But Juju, I think, can be better than that. The secondary for Cleveland's their weak spot.
Yeah.
Then you have my boy Scary Terry at 20. If Kyle Allen plays or Alex Smith plays, I think he can do better. Honestly, I think Terry's talented enough to do better.
Yeah, especially against the Giants.
I liked him better with Dwayne Haskins because Dwayne Haskins used him as a security blanket.
True.
Dwayne Haskins was willing to force the ball to Terry McLaurin in spite of coverage.
Right. Will
Kyle Allen will check the ball down 45 times a game. Ask Christian McCaffrey.
Gibson, please.
I can't root against him, but I can't root for him. Well, we're not playing this week. Let's go Wade Gibson.
Throw him the ball.
Terry has a chance to be way better. Not way better, but top 12 wide receiver if utilization's there. I just got to see Tyler Boyd at wide receiver 24. Is somebody? Yeah, but I still like. Okay, again, it depends.
Do you think Boyd is a non-matchup dependent top 15 guy? What do you think? Call BS on that or no BS?
BS. Saw last week against Baltimore that he just didn't get open. But I don't think it was as much as Tyler Boyd's fault as it was the offensive line's fault. I just don't think they're good. Because if you give Joe Burrow time, look, my man Dwayne Haskins passed for 300 yards on that Ravens defense. Joe Burrow couldn't stay alive. What's up, Bengal fans? But I think Tyler Boyd, if he starts to get shadowed by the number one cornerback week in and week out, it'll be interesting to see. I still like Tyler Boyd. I still think Tyler Boyd's a wide receiver 2 the rest of the year.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a wide receiver 1.
I dig it.
But a wide receiver 2 every week. Let's go down the list some more. A.J. Brown.
Had a game.
Had a good game.
I like me some A.J. Brown.
Bradley Roby will surprisingly shadow him, I believe, next week.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I'm a Buckeye. He's a former Bronco. I'm biased. I like Bradley Roby. I think he can finish top 12.
I like A.J. Brown.
I like A.J. Brown's size. I like his speed. I like his strength. I've tried to trade for him all year.
If my running backs had scored more than 4 touchdowns combined, my 1 and 2, I would have tried to go for him. But I would have had the running back.
Yeah.
And quarterback straight away Lamar Jackson. But, yeah. Ugh.
Yeah. But I'm pretty high on A.J. Brown.
I like A.J. Brown.
Let's go. DJ Moore, wide receiver 26.
Ooh, here is an interesting play. DJ Chark coming in 28 versus Detroit. This is something I want to talk about. We haven't talked about yet.
Okay. Let's get it.
What do you think about DJ Chark and that offense going forward? Because we've seen the likes of Keelan Cole, who was there whenever Chark was out, had another touchdown last week. Chark did not have a great game. And then the emergence of Laviska Shenault every week, more and more and more targets, more involved. Is DJ Chark limited now because he's going to still see the number 1 cornerback be the game plan, and Minshew is so willing to throw to other players? What do you think? I don't think the value of Chark is there that used to be there.
I've had opportunities in other leagues to trade for him, relatively cheap. Like a Ronald Jones for DJ Chark, and I didn't do it.
Yeah, that's what it was me. Like I said, if I have him, I'm in sell mode instead of buy mode on DJ Chark.
I would have been in sell mode probably 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Because at that point, and look, I was probably one of those people who would have bought him a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
But with the emergence of Shenault, with the rapport with Keelan Cole, the running backs are slowly all coming back. James Robinson's been okay, really okay last week. I don't buy DJ Chark at this point. The other problem is with that is Gardner isn't stretching the field like last year.
Right.
He isn't taking the shots that he took last year.
I think he's playing more of what Gardner Minshew should play like.
Right. He's playing safe.
Managing the game, less risky, and take what the defense gives you.
Yep.
That is Gardner Minshew with his skill set. That's the type of quarterback he needs to be for that team to be successful.
Yep.
And that just does not bode well for me with DJ Chark. So I think if you right now are going to get the ball to him, you're going to have to force it in either double coverage or against, Lattimore or some type of lockdown corner.
Agreed.
I think they're just, when you have the talent of Keelan Cole and Laviska Shenault and those running backs, I think you're taking.
I think Chark is a big play receiver, deep threat wise.
Yeah.
I think Chenault is your I can do everything with the ball in my hands receiver. Like if you need a slant, I'll get you a slant.
Yeah.
If you need me to catch a screen and really make magic happen, I'll do that. If you need me to jump in between three guys for a contested ball, I can do that too.
Right.
If you need me to run down a straight line and you try to throw the ball to me, I'll be DJ Chark.
Yeah.
I think that Chenault's and look, Chark's good.
He's really good.
Chark can get his still. It's also dependent on Jacksonville doing that.
Yeah,
Jacksonville
well,
has
and
to
it's
do
like
that.
we've talked about this whole segment. We've coming back is I don't think it's the talent. Well, the talent's there, but I think it's usage. And with the way that team's built, I think he's your guy. You're sending deep every time. You might take a shot a couple times a game. But now with the shorter underneath stuff, Cole's been getting a lot of look in the end zone and red zone. I just think he's more of a deep shot guy instead of a 15 target guy.
And then the last wide receiver that I'm really going to touch on that I feel is disrespected right now is Brandon Cooks at wide receiver 37.
Ooh.
The week he had last week, it looked like him and Watson have found each other.
Yeah.
I like Brandon Cooks. I'm a Brandon Cooks fan.
Yeah.
Put Brandon Cooks in there as much as you can. I think that he has flex play every single week. He is very consistent. Deshaun Watson also throwing the ball.
Yeah. Ooh, I want to get one more. Devontae Parker, 25 against the Jets. Don't like that. I think he booms that.
That's disrespectful.
I think Fitzpatrick, as much as he throws it, he loves to throw the ball to Devontae Parker.
What's wrong with
He loves to throw the ball to Devontae Parker.
Why are you guys being mean to our boy?
I don't know why. The only thing I can think of is if, again, they're up by 1,000,000 points, they just don't have to pass the ball for 3 quarters. But, I think Parker's going to get his against that Jets defense. For sure.
No, I absolutely agree. So I can't believe he's wide receiver 25. But
that's crazy.
Yeah, it is. All right, man.
All right, man. I think that's it.
Yeah. No, man. I think great week for fantasy football. Leveon Bell, big news. Love it. Can't wait to see what he's doing in Kansas City.
Won't be this week. It'll be next week.
Right. Definitely next weekend. Maybe. I mean, I don't know what his role.
That could be the earliest.
Yeah.
But it'd be you're talking about the Rob was talking about just being able to play.
Yeah, he can't play this week.
But I don't know. I am not as big. I don't think it hurts Hilaire as much.
Agree.
I don't think it helps Bell as much as it looks just at the flash start. Now we'll see. It could be, but
I think it's getting the buzz Leonard Fournette. Well, no, I think it's getting better buzz than what Leonard Fournette to the Bucs did.
Yeah.
But I think it's a wait and see kind of thing.
I think he's between a 10 and 15 touch guy.
Yep. Love it, though. But, hey, thank you guys. Please come back next week. We'll be here.